Welcome to Memoirs Podcast, where stories are told to create lasting memories in this digital space that we live in. It's time to be creative and explore the opportunities you have to enhance the quality of your storytelling and to give you time back to enjoy with family and friends.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. Right now, to my right, I'll say to my right, it could be to the left or whatever the way you're viewing, doing a flashback of the Wednesday marketing team, where creators are talking about the ambassador program and some other exciting things. Hope you enjoy flashback. A lot of things are still prevalent. And I'll end there.
Vic, to respond to your message, I was flying my plane, so I didn't. So, are you the last one leaving? Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, it's just a marketing audio room. Yeah. Sometimes we go over, but it's always good if we do. So, yeah. Okay.
CEO, I just invited
tomorrow,
you to the room. Oh, you weren't literal with it. My bad.
What?
CEO, I thought CEO wanted to say, but I don't think he was literal with it.
Oh, no. So yeah, like Noah said, is there any feedback on that stuff? Right, I brought a couple people to the stage. Sam, how to? You guys are more than welcome to speak, and give me some feedback on that, right? Because I'm not like the program is not going to be launched yet, but I still need the applicants, right? I still need to go through everything and then decide, like the final launch date and everything like that for it. But it's going to be soon. I want to do it as soon as possible, but I got to make sure that it's good. It can't just be average and launch. I want it to be good and launch because I want the first instance of this program to be something that leaves a like a positive impression on everybody, right? Like that's what I want it to be. So yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Here's my response to what you were saying about you were talking about recognition, right? And you said that you didn't want to like make it about money or should be about money. Okay, well, I'm gonna touch on.
It can be about both. It can be about both, but it's just like it's more for the benefit of the creators or the people that are in it, like making it kind of like what they want rather than like what I want to give, you know what I mean? Like it's yeah, but go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, okay, so you made some good points about what people already have access to on the platform as far as them being able to make money, because as soon as you start a profile, anything you post is instantly monetized. But what I'm gonna touch on is pain points, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm speaking on now is like what I hear basically like every day across social media, like all the platforms that I've been on or are actively on to this day, outside of Fanbase, and everybody's generally pretty much saying the same thing. Of course, we all know the number one thing is content suppression or being shadow banned. And then the other one is, people spending the time putting in work in their content, but aren't really getting anything for it. I think it's I think like when you are marketing or promoting this, and it's just, my position on it, that one of the things that what I hear online, what I hear people actually saying, or in the comments of these type of videos and stuff is, people really do want to make money from their content. I mean, because they've been trying to do that for years, but then once these companies opened up their creator programs and people started making money, then that became an aspiration for most people to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think,
and they're limited, right?
What's that?
Like you're saying, like basically, like that's kind of like what started the trend of everybody wanting to like actually be able to make money, but then because of those creator programs that the other companies have started, they're very limited or like picky on selection, right? Is that kind of like the pain point you're addressing?
Yeah, but I mean, the whole making money from content thing started a long time ago, way before these creative programs even came up. But what I'm saying, what I'm kind of getting at is that I think the focus, it's just my opinion, is that it should be like, talk about like the perks people can get with being recognized on the platform and things like that. But the main thing is, can people actually make money? And we know anybody who's been on Fanbase automatically know that, because more than likely you probably in one way or another have received loves already.
Exactly. Anybody who comes up on stage in these marketing rooms makes money.
Right. But what I'm saying, as far as like the content, people being recognized for their content, I think that's going to be the number 1, 2, and 3 thing when it comes to recognition. Because look, the newsletter thing is great. I think it's awesome that y'all do that and spotlight people. But that's like fleeting, because it's temporary. It doesn't last that long. After like the moment has happened, let's say after maybe a couple of weeks, then it's no longer. It's just like, oh, I got featured once, and it's a passing topic of point, but not like the actual main focus. So I think that in the interim with the promotion, I think it just, if anything, make that a perk, like a kind of like what you get after versus when people are on the platform and what they benefit from right away, because it's going to be about how do I benefit daily, more or less.
Yeah, I get that. And so one of the things that I was mentioning for that, which again I still want feedback on, leaderboards that kind of like live forever on the platform, but there's that's just so far like what we've thought of, right? Like, or what like what I've thought of. But that's why I love doing these rooms, because I want to hear feedback just like that, right? So then that way I can understand different directions to go into, or maybe you guys have like better ideas, just really good ideas in general, which I know a lot of you guys have, and some of those can be implemented, right? So I mean, that's a really really good piece of feedback, and it's kind of like I guess what I'm hearing a lot of for today is that it's more of the recognition and longevity of that recognition is what is more important.
The competitions that y'all have done, I think those, I'm just saying from observing, right? I think those are like very strong for you as far as like that part, because that is something that can last a while, because people win these different accolades or prizes, and it kind of goes on because it's something that people constantly carry on because they actually won something.
Yeah, and it's posted about and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I just got into my car, so let me switch my stuff back over to my AirPods so there's no background noise. Okay. All right. But yeah, no, I get that. I get that. All right. I like it.
Yeah, that's really all I had to add, man. I was just, up to that point anyway.
To add to what how the fan base said that one of the things is that I love the pop-ups in the explore page. They have the you guys do a lot of promotion on top of the network, things like that, to the creators and the super creators on the app. All those things help more, to get more recognition out there and everything. And also, there's an app, back to what Kyle was saying, there's an app that give you $10 to put into your platform to use to market. So, just like you were saying with the hearts, even if they got, stuff put back into their account to use to market hearts and give out and do things, could be something that would benefit a user to promote and do more posting on the app too.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. And I guess I mean, the other team members they had to go. You guys already know I don't mind the stuff going on, but like the question I want to ask, and I really want to hear as much feedback as possible from or answers from, what are some things that would be exciting to get as like rewards for maybe referring other people to the app, or doing this or doing that? Like what would be things that would get all of you guys excited to do? Like that's what I want to know, right? Because I can think of so many things, but if there's more, if I hear more from the community, right, like that you guys are going to be partaking in this, right? So I want to know what you guys like want and like what you guys are envisioning, or to get you excited, right?
So I've got a thought real quick. I know CEO is trying to come off the mic too, and so I don't really want to quote unquote derail the conversation. It is on the same topic, but I will say on the topic, I really for the most part love and kind of agree with what most people have been saying, from North Star and the team and Scale and Butterfly and many others. So I had one other little thing that's somewhat related, but so again, I know you guys are going over already. I don't want to take a ton of time, but if I don't know, CEO, if you had a little something to add to this topic, maybe you go first, and then I can. Don't worry about going
over, man. It's just me in here now, and I have like an hour and 10-minute drive, so yeah,
righteous.
We're chilling.
All right. Cool. Well, real quick, aloha everybody. Thank you for having me up here. Loving the room, the ambassador stuff, the UGC contest. I love the idea somebody had brought up of, promoting with the user-generated content on other platforms. So in the spirit of, ambassador and bringing people on, I've been doing what I can. Probably got about 4 or 5 people that have come on the app. I got somebody in here in this room, a very, very special, person, and a handful of people actually. On Sunday, there's a handful of people in here. Marshall, Artistry, and myself went live from the Hawaii Sports Museum, aka Old Queen Street Stadium. Just an amazing plethora of Hawaii history, sports, fashion, but as some of the folks seen, a ton of Black history, sports, and international, just all kinds. It was really amazing. So, as I've been, saying, trying to bring, a little bit of a Hawaii invasion to the app. We've got a lot of cool things, and I mean that obviously not in a takeover sense. We are a small place, but powerful, and just want to bring more aloha, more Hawaii, more love, and more culture to the app. So in the spirit, if you think it's cool and have a minute, they are down there at the bottom. Maybe not all the way at the bottom. They've got the Fanbase logo, Old Queen Street Stadium. I'd love to have them come up and just introduce themselves, say a word, get some love from the people, and just like you said, get some recognition and improve those chances. People coming on and having cool experiences out the gate and wanting to stick around, right? So they have been real receptive to the idea, have enjoyed it. So that was their first experience on the app. They created their account, jumped on the audio room with us, got a few hundred loves out the gate. Got a whole bunch of love in the comments and the lives and the audio room. So anyway, they're down there if you want to invite them to the stage and give them a minute. If not, no worries. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So just wanted to chime in there.
Okay.
Kevin, if you want, you can also, at the bottom of the screen, there's a hand raise button. You can raise your hand if you're available to come on stage. Talked to him a minute ago, so I think that he is. But yeah, that was what I had. So I don't know if you can find him. Oh, there we go. Aloha, my brother.
What's up? What's up, Hammers? Brother Kyle, thank you for putting me on. Brother Sam, honor. Right now it's 12:20 here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So with the dopest sun directly above our heads, we would love to share that with you guys here at Fanbase. But yes, Sunday was the first time me and my business community or my business companions was able to experience what Fanbase was. We had Lou and I think Toyero was on super solid. I guess brought a lot of energy to this thing. We tried to tend not to go on too much lives, or we only have an Instagram. We are the Hawaii Sports Museum here in Oahu, on the island of Oahu, and I just got on for maybe the last 15 minutes of this discussion. So thank you for letting me be here as a first-time Fanbase user, and also thank you, Sam, for giving us a small introductory. But yeah, we're just a small little museum here in Hawaii. Where we try to honor local sports heroes, and not just local sports heroes, but the everyday brother, sister that decided to wear the Hawaii jerseys and became really good fathers and good mothers and community members, coaches, and ambassadors at Fanbase, whatever it is that people tend to become, and with the right guidance of a lot of love and tender support, I feel like anything and everything can grow. So it was really cool to be a part of like the beginning stages. And maybe Kyle, since you asked what can some ambassadors, or I was looking through the comments, and people are looking at like what are the incentives or commission, maybe if you bring someone in or whatever it is, or pay or whatever it is. Some of the things that I was immediately popped in, because I've done really cool community work here in Honolulu. It was a youth bike program called K-Vibe. If you guys want to search that up on YouTube, just built a small little community that raised young public housing boys, ages as young as 77 years old and as old and wise as 7 years old. It was a youth bike program that tried to bring people together. Now with Fanbase, I believe we can bring people together in a whole different type of way, where all of the, I guess the gadgets that we have, the Fanbase like multi-tool, we could really make enrich people's lives, I would like to say, because after that 3-hour audio room and live feed, and having Toyera and everyone just like continue to show love and ask us about the history of our places. Imagine every single state has a Fanbase museum or whatever it is, and then it's a hub, right? So like if you're on Fanbase and you can come to these spaces and then also do some work. But I feel like a really cool thing that may intrigue people to keep running and at least be the foot soldiers of this thing is like, imagine doing like a yearly Fanbase ambassador program party here in Oahu or Honolulu. Like I have some friends that own hotels here in Hawaii, so like they could help us with the the costing of like how much per room. Give us like kama'aina. Kama'aina is really just a Hawaiian word for local. But we could do that. We have charter flights. We got sailboats or whatever that can take us. But imagine like a 5-day trip, all expenses on Fanbase. Thank you very much for being the dopest social media platform in the game. But imagine like a small little ambassador party where like we congratulate each other for continuing to push this game. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. And I love that energy.
Kevin has the energy, man. Kevin has the energy. Kevin, would you just really quick, my brother, share a little bit of the Jackie Robinson Honolulu Bears story? And I can't remember. I believe you had a piece in the museum, but just real quick.
For sure. Actually, let me pull it out so I can really feel the wisdom of it. You know, we have a 1940s program here that Jackie Robinson was on. Let me just make sure I got my facts correct. 1940s program on it. Jackie Robinson, beloved Jackie Rob, played for our Honolulu Bears in 1940s. That was right before the Japanese folks decided to bomb us. It was in December or so when Jackie Robinson decided to come back on a boat and go back to the mainland, the West Coast, and celebrate Christmas. So like 3 days prior, or 3 days after the whole bombing took place. But Jackie Robinson, brother man, before he ever got paid to break barriers in MLB or Major League Baseball, it was found that here in Hawaii, we was doing that since the very beginning. We was paying folks for their gifts and talents way before segregation or whatever. Especially, Hawaiians was really inclusive. So Jackie Robinson, before he went to UCLA, before he went to became this really cool baseball figure. He played football here, and when his team came, or when the teammates would sleep at Waikiki, he would have to be 4 miles south to Palama Settlement, which is one of our oldest buildings that we, I believe, Sam had access to recently. But
that's where we did our live 4 weeks ago. Yep.
So that's where he was homed or housed, because at the time, Waikiki was taken over by a lot of businessmen. It wasn't even a state at the time, but it was white, rich sugar plantation owners and pineapple plantation owners that owned the whole thing. And in Waikiki particularly was the space where you could exercise their type of rights and stuff. So Jackie Robinson played ball here for the Honolulu Bears in 1940s, but he had to sleep 4 hours. He had to go to their own boss and sleep in Palama Settlement because Waikiki hotels did not allow brother man for sleep in their hotels.
Yep, even Hawaiians wasn't able to sleep
even
in
Hawaiians.
Waikiki hotels at the time. Yeah.
Anybody who was melanin, anybody who was kinfolk or whatever. I'm Filipino. I'm 100% Filipino. My parents are from Lukban, Quezon. Shout out to my parents. But they decided to come to Hawaii and struggle or survive very beautifully. And now we get to share stories. So our museum here in Honolulu, we kind of do a little different. So like we try to make people to come in think they're coming for sports, but really our thing is justice. Or if you call me an athlete, I would like to be in the Justice League or whatever it is. But that's kind of what we do here is we try to hijack the sport game, which is highly masculine, highly violent, highly patriarchal, and highly militant with like coaching and top-down approach. We try to bring the sport of, I guess, community, middle-class stories, uniforms instead of sports uniforms. We really like the Aloha shirt. the silhouette that's been used by every single brand in the world, which is like these open arms, flower print button downs. It was originated here in Hawaii, and it is now currently being used. If you go to the business district here in Honolulu, everyone is wearing these Aloha shirts as business. But this shirt really was a working class attire, or if you want to fast forward or earlier 1800s, 1900s, it was for our working class slaves from the pineapple plantations and all that. So all that just to say that we get plenty correlations, same kinds of stories, and I think we all get melanin. So yeah, thank you very much.
Hey Kev, make sure you follow me, man. I'm from I lived in Hawaii over 20 years, so I love to talk story,
Yes, Kevin. Everybody on the stage right now, big power users for sure. So how to Fanbase is going to teach you big. Silver Fox, CEO Push, Butterfly, Big Scale. And anyone that can give these brothers Old Queen Street Stadium a follow as well would be epic. And yeah, man, it was just a great time, Kyle. Like you said, we're doing it, and it was like their first time. During the whole thing, we was a live onboarding. So they were like learning how to use Fanbase in the moment. And they're still getting super awesome, super supportive. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Shoots.
I love that, man. I love it. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for sharing. All right. Anything else? Anybody else?
If I may. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you for having me on the stage. God bless you all. God bless you all. Ooh, patience is what got me here. That's how I got here. Patience is what got me here. Thank God. What I would like to say is, as some of you may know who's in the audience, Kyle, you may know yourself, North Star, Silver Fox, Sammy as well, know that I recently been putting on a raffle. We're at the raffle volume 3. I want to give a special thanks to some of the winners. Love those who love you. Martial Artistry, Kid Yaya Heck, and Sammy Dove. Those were a few of the winners from volume 2 raffle. The reason I came on the stage is I wanted to know how can I somehow get Fanbase to be somewhat of a sponsor in the raffle, because what I realize is people love these Fanbase shirts. They love the Fanbase hoodies. They want a piece of Fanbase. So, you know what I'm saying? If you guys would be open enough to be some form of a sponsor, you guys can sponsor some of. It's up to you guys. But I think that would go a long way with the people that are coming over to Fanbase, with the people or somebody. Can somebody mute their mic? You're running water or something.
Yeah, no, that's me. My bad. I'm driving.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That would be something very important to the people that are over here, for the new people that's coming, because it's just like people want a part of the history being made. Fanbase is making history. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you guys would be open to be a sponsor, we currently have 9 sponsors in our current raffle, volume 3. The raffle is going very well. We have 37 entries. The last date to enter is July the 15th. We'll be doing the raffle volume 3 live here on Fanbase at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on July the 16th. Another thing I wanted to bring up, I hear a lot of people speaking on Fanbase should do this, Fanbase should do that. Fanbase, I believe, knows that. I want to give you a big shout out, Kyle, for mentioning people want something different. Like the blue checks is cool, but I've been here for a minute, and I'm just going to be blunt with everybody. A blue check don't mean shit to me. And I think when new people come, and that's something it's not easily obtainable, and it's not even sustainable, because we see a lot of people on here with blue checks and they ain't doing shit. So what's the value on a blue check? Oh, I got a blue check. Okay, we know that don't mean shit in business, right? Popularity don't mean shit. It has to be something in the immediate. So what I'm basically saying is, throughout my history of I'm 53 years old, I learned not to wait on no man to dictate the outcome of my successes. Meaning, I took it upon myself to create a raffle, because I know we have the audio rooms, we have the live, we have the flicks and the fan base, extended plus, and all these good things. But when people come over here, they need something immediate, because Isaac would say one thing like, yeah, come over and check out Fanbase. But we have to understand, people come over here, they don't know shit about Fanbase. They need a warm welcome and introduction. Some people are going to come over here, they're not going to open an audio room, they're not going to go live, but if they happen to come in an audible room and we're doing something like a raffle, we're doing like, we have another contest, it's called the Super Funky Finger Thumb Off, which we do to see how many people, what person can give the most likes in any given live. It's things like this that we can initiate as people who are actually on Fanbase. So that'll enhance the experience when people come over here. It'll enhance the experience with you and I, who understand the business of Fanbase and the build of Fanbase. I think we're still waiting on Fanbase to say, oh, give us that ooh wow moment when we could create the moment. My raffles are doing very, very well. I'm cashing out every fucking month. And it has nothing to do with my raffle. It has everything to do with I'm taking a business perspective, applying it to Fanbase, utilizing what's before me with this platform, and say, hey, I could create a raffle. People love receiving shit for free almost, because you're paying 70 cents for a raffle ticket, but all our prizes is 25, 50x. You get what I'm saying? Return on your investment. So people like these things. People like winning stuff. We have to create activities. We all can do it. Because if I'm doing a raffle, then we got the Super Funky Finger Thumb Off. That's 2. Then Steffi Mills. Most of you guys know Steffi Mills. She's going to be introducing a new game called Question of the Day. It's things that's needed like that, and where we can engage people coming over here. Because we do have a plethora of people coming over here for some strange reason. It could be from TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. I don't know, but they're coming over here, and just so happen they're coming into my audio rooms, and I'm able to introduce them to the raffle, and they're like, oh, this is cool. I didn't know Fanbase had this over here. Well, Fanbase doesn't have it. We initiated this. And I'm not saying Fanbase should have did it, or Isaac, or the team. I'm saying we, as people who are over here already, we need to get the fucking moving. We need to start building. I think we're not even doing it. You know what I'm saying? We keep asking for this and that and that. But what are you utilizing that's at hand before you right now? So, I can go on for a long time with this situation. But I'm going to leave it right there. And I hope it sparked the nerve in somebody's mind. But we got to be the people to build this shit, man.
Ask not what Fanbase can do for you, Push.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, church,
Say it
man.
again.
Church. But, I mean,
it's like, yep,
like
I agree.
I love that.
Man, we got to build it, man. You
I
build
love
it,
that.
they'll come. That's what was said.
With everything you said, like the more stuff, unique things like that, fun experiences like that, right, that we have going on, right, the higher chance that new users are gonna find it, and like that's gonna be their first experience. That's gonna make them stay, right? And to your first question, would Fanbase be open to sponsoring like raffles and stuff like that? Absolutely. We've done it in the past. I've worked with several different creators in the past since I've started working here, and helped them out like with raffles and stuff like that. Obviously, it's selective, okay? Because like the value needs to be there. Like for you, right? Like I've been into your raffles, man. I know how active it is and everything like that, right? So of course, like if you could send me, or if anybody, right, who does like fun, exciting things like that, right? If you guys want, just send me like essentially like a proposition, right, where you would just explain like what you want from Fanbase, whether that's maybe that's loves, maybe it's merch, maybe it's whatever it might be, to be able to give out, right? Just message me that, right, or send me an email, right, at marketing at fanbase.app, or just DM me directly on here, and I'll take a look at it, and I definitely respond. I'm sure that there's a lot of people in here that have DM'd me in the past at some point for something. You guys know I always respond. I always try to. I get a lot, but I try to do and go through them
in a very timely manner. So don't worry, man. Like, it'll be seen. But for sure, yes. Short answer, yes. I'm open for it.
Yeah, I want to just add to that. I'm not really, I don't really understand, fan bases, the entire model. I mean, I understood to a certain extent that Isaac has said, that he wanted to stay away from ads. So when I think about other programs and monetization programs for creators, I think about those programs have, built up a certain amount of audience. There's brands and so forth that see value in that. They sell advertisement. And in some cases that is shared, with the creator community. How that works on Fanbase, I'm not exactly sure. So sometimes when we hear like, we want to make money, but I think that's a portion of people who consider themselves creators. And I do think that to drive content creation, not in whole, only in part, right? That's one way to go about it. But a lot of people are creating on various platforms, and they don't have this idea about monetizing the content. They do it for other reasons, right? So I do think, yes, on some level, 20% of the thought should be around how to make sure that creators that are actually, doing the real hard work and they're creating and so forth and thinking about that as far as that model so that they can see the platform as being valuable. But actually, I just think personally, that's not the focus. I think the focus should be more organic. I think it should be, even though Fanbase has been for a while, it hasn't necessarily hit like a scale at this particular point. So it's still, in its beginning stages. So the focus should be on the other 80%, is to really understanding the value why people come. Like, for instance, I go to LinkedIn every day. I don't go there to monetize. I go there to make connections. I go there to conduct business. I go there to make sure there's awareness as far as whatever is going on. That's the reason why I'm there. So understanding why people are here, what they're doing, what they can do, and what they can get, and thinking about these different programs and way to do it, and not necessarily just from a portion of the group who are, really thinking about like a highly monetized program, which is important. I'm not saying it's not important, but that's not why the majority of people come to social media, and just still being able to capture that and build programs around it. So I just wanted to add that.
No, 100%, 100%. It's all about perspective and, whoever says it, right? But for me, the reason why, I go to Fanbase is because everything is there, right? I don't, if I want to post short form, long form videos, whatever, I can do it on Fanbase. If I want to just post regular pictures, post it on Fanbase. Stories, post it on Fanbase. Have audio rooms, lives, all on Fanbase, right? I don't have to go to different apps to post everything. I can just do it all on Fanbase. That's for me, that's the value that I see in Fanbase, right? And then, the whole monetization thing, while it is, it's one of the things that we, shout, right? It's, to me, the main reason for promoting the monetization aspect is that, that's not the only point of Fanbase. Again, it's all perspective, but for me, monetization is not the only point of Fanbase. Monetization is just it's the fact that you can do it right away, right? You don't have to jump through hoops to get in some creator program like other apps. You don't have to have 100,000 followers or whatever to get into it, that kind of thing. It's more of just a luxury, right? A nice addition, right? That you can monetize right away. But I use Fanbase just any other social media app. I post more. I don't really post on other social media apps anymore. I really just post on Fanbase. And I've never been a super posty person. You know what I mean? I just I post whenever I feel like it. So but all of that goes to Fanbase. The stuff that's on my Fanbase is not on my other accounts. Some of it is, but I just rather post everything on Fanbase than go to the other accounts and have to post it on every single different account. And so that's how my perspective of it is, right? That the objective of Fanbase is not just to make money, right? It's just the luxury of being able to, if you want to, or, you know, you never knew you could, right? But I definitely agree with you. You know, post the organic content, right? Again, as a former full-time content creator, I always ask myself, like, I'd rewatch my VODs, right? Even if they were several hours long, like I'd skip through and everything, but like, would that have been something that I personally would be drawn to if I was not the creator, right? Like, if I was just a viewer, like, would I have been entertained by it, right? So like, that's what I think of, you know, like, that's how I think of it. Like, if you're a creator and you're posting things, would it be something that you want to see, right? Like, would it be something that's entertaining you, right? And if the answer is maybe or no, or if it's anything other than yes, absolutely, then, you know, that's when, you know, you gotta maybe go back to the drawing board, maybe make some changes, do something a little different, right? But, you know, if it's posting content that you would yourself be attracted to and interested in, and that's just how to be successful. You like, aside from the money aspect of it, right? It's just, if you are on social media, you want to grow a following, right? Like, you want to have a community, you want to be a part of a community. You know, like, that's the point to me of social media. I know that everybody has different perspectives, but for me, I like feeling like I'm a part of a community, right? You know, and it's like a support system, essentially, right? And, you know, it's just knowing that, you know, you have all these people that support you, or that you can always talk to, you know, stuff like that. So for me, posting content is making sure that it would be something that I would find interesting. Because if I don't find it interesting, there's no reason to post it. Because then I doubt other people will find it interesting, right? But that's why there's so many different creators that do different things and have different creation styles, right? Because there's a lot of people that find things interesting, and other people don't find that thing interesting, right? So yeah, I mean, that's my whole thing for organic growth, is do what you want to do. Don't go with a trend if you don't like it, right? Like, don't do something that just because it's super popular. If you, as a creator, only try to stick to trends just to grow, you're going to get burnt out. And that's just the reality of it, right? Like, you're going to get burnt out because you're not really doing, like, or making content that you're actually passionate about. It's the growth aspect that you're chasing with that, rather than, you know, like, the organic growth and, like, having fun of it, you know, like, and making it like an actual journey, you know, and like, getting there, but by doing it through things that you're passionate about. That's my view for it. So, you know.
Yeah. I want to clarify, because I just want to be clear on this. I want to be clear on my point a little bit. Monetizing creators is important. I think even taking your top 10 creators on Fanbase, publicly acknowledging it, your top 10 creators on Fanbase, and even if it's just $1,000 a month with a budget of $100,000, and monetizing the top 10 creators that want to make a commitment, like, to me, that would be like a step one. You know, a step one. Even at $1,000, what, $1,000 on 10, that's $10,000. Yeah, $100,000 a year, right? Monetizing top creators, that would, and figuring out a way to do that, how to make that make sense, in whatever way, I don't know, right? But yeah, that would be something like that would be amazing. What I'm saying is not like suggesting monetization isn't important. What I am suggesting, sometimes we get lost in the conversation because a lot of people, particularly in the audio rooms, you know, that speak or to affect, you know, they're speaking from a perspective of being a creator. People are creating content on this app. What I'm saying is that just doesn't represent the majority of the people. It doesn't represent the majority of people on social media, period. Most people are creating content and doing things on these apps because they're not expecting the app to monetize them, right? They're not expecting a monetization program from the app, but they have figured out that there's other reasons as to why they do it, for whatever it is. And then some of it may lead to monetization. If you have a business and you're looking for clients, or if you have a product and you're looking to sell, you're not saying, hey, I'm creating content, I'm creating these reels because, you know, I'm waiting for, you know, Instagram to pay me. I'm doing it because I have an audience. I want them to see my product or see my event. And this is a way for me to market myself So that's one way. What I'm saying is that there's the majority of the conversation, in my opinion, that's what it needs to be centered around and focusing on, because it represents the average individual and the people that will scale the app, right? People who are looking to like heavily monetize, be big creators, yes, they bring a lot of value, but they're such a small portion. And when I think about how apps grow, they don't grow that way. That's an eventuality. I'm saying that's not how they grow. That's not how it starts. But Fanbase has been around long enough. They can say right now, today. Now, I don't know, some people have deals and whatever. I mean, that's not my business. That's my point of anything. But to publicly say, we're going to launch a creator program. We're going to start out year one, $100,000, $1,000 to 10 creators, and to openly present a program like that, and then figure out the money to do it. And even if they're maybe don't want to advertise, but even finding, a brand partner, that there's a way to do that without it looking like an advertising model. If Fanbase doesn't have, obviously, in the middle of raises and, trying to, keep the house going, but something like that, I think would be incredible. And then the next year to expand that program, and then maybe by year 3, there would be a model where, this is a platform where the app is helping creators to monetize, from the app's budget. And I'll land here. My point was just to clear is focusing on the reasons why 80% and figuring out how to grow that. And one of the ways, there's somebody who talks about the fact that he was never able to sell his artwork on any other app but here, right? So he's been able to monetize, but through his own efforts, and figuring out how to help people to do that and how to help people to do that better, was just my suggestion.
Heard that. I mean, yeah, like I was understanding, like what you were saying. So yeah, I mean, having those creators that, that primarily just want to make money, right? Like that's, obviously part of every healthy ecosystem. And then the other part of, they just want to post a post, and everything like that, right? So, we're on the same page for that. As far as the program though, Rama actually mentioned it yesterday in the town hall that, while no details are going to be said like right now, it is just kind of like a teaser that, we do have programs on the roadmap that we are working on, like outside of the ambassador program, right? And we do have programs like that that are going to be coming where, it does help out with that. So, again, I can't give a lot of details or say much more than that, but just know that yes, programs like that are they are on the roadmap.
I'll grab the mic. I'm here for the social media managers. I will say, like, for me, it's hard to bring people here, at least my clients here, because I can't operate more than one page at a time. I have to log out or log back in. Very tedious, annoying, and too much work manually for me to get it done. So I think, especially if you guys want like big creators on here, because they all have social media managers. I have 3 celebrities that I work on their stuff all day long, but I'm able to schedule content. I'm able to toggle from one app to the other. We have several people commenting at the same time and engaging and posting and doing things like that. So it's a little difficult to do that here. And if that could be facilitated, I don't think Fanbase was built with social media managers in mind. Because if it were, then the profiles we would be able to do that, is all I'm saying. So that's it. That is my brilliant idea. And also, even for the regular person, like personally, the Vanny Woods brand, I would like to be able to manage more than one profile easily, because there's things in my niche that I don't want to talk about on this page, or niches that I want to talk about that I don't want to talk about on this page. But I know that I can grow a community and grow a following if I were to talk about that. So like I do manifestation content, but I don't want to do it under the Banny Woods brand because the Banny Woods brand is about social media. So in any other space, I have Facebook groups that do that. I have Instagram broadcast channels that do that. I have a separate page on TikTok that does that. So yeah, that's
No,
it.
I feel you. That's actually been requested, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that it's on the roadmap for this quarter. I could be very wrong though, but I believe that the multiple profiles and like being able to like kind of like seamlessly switch between them, right? Kind of like Instagram has it where you can just double tap and it pulls up the other accounts that you have like that are already logged into that device. That you can just switch back and forth between. I know that is something that we are working on or will be worked on. No timelines attached to that, so I can't really give that. But I also like that idea as well, right? Where you can have not necessarily like a burner, but like you can have like your personal, and then you can have like your business one, and then like you said, social media manager, you could be logged into all of them, and then be able to switch between them, post whatever. So yeah, I love that. And as far as the scheduling and stuff like that goes, or like having it tied to where like you can post to Fanbase through like a third party thing. That takes a good load of dev work. So I'm not sure where that is on the like the priority list or the roadmap, but I do also know that being able to schedule posts and stuff like that is something. I think the first increment of that will be coming soon, maybe within the next like month or two, like a first increment of scheduling. And I believe it's going to be, I think he said it last week, the first increment of that will be for like scheduling audio rooms. So, I know it's not posts, right? It's not posts yet and stuff like that, but, we are trying. I want to make that clear. We do try, to, get everything that you guys want, based on the feedback. But while we might not be able to do everything at once, we can at least try to, give increments, at a time, like here and here and here, until it finally is, kind of the whole thing, right? So, yeah, good feedback, Manny.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I've been here when there was nobody here. And yeah, I'm just happy to see it grow, happy to see people creating rooms and creating more content. I love the live. I just saw that, I don't know, I'll be in and out of here, but I just saw you can see who's live thingy. Love that.
Yeah. You have all the was lives, right? Like, we try to launch everything, kind of like as quick as possible, but making sure that it encompasses like what was wanted, right? So, and then if it's going to take, like, let's just say, okay, like, let's launch this thing as is, right? So like the was lives, right? Like, we knew that it would probably take another week or two of development to get the playback player added onto it, but instead of like holding up the release of the was lives, we released the was lives, and then I think it was either the next week or the week after. I believe it was the week after, but that's when we got the was live player. So now you can go, you can click on the was lives, and you can skip through it, right? You can like scrub through the video. You can play and pause, like if one of your favorite creators went live, you weren't able to be there for when it was live, you can go back, click on their was live if they saved it, and then you can watch the whole video, or you can skip to a certain point, stuff like that. So we do make sure to add like everything that we can to an update or an increment, But yeah, again, it's not going to be all at one time because we want to at least have the features out there and then add on to them. So yeah, I know. I remember you though, Vanny. I know you was here for a long time. I think you were probably one of the first 15 people on the app that I followed when I first got on. So yeah, long time. Well, does anybody have anything else to add? I got about 10 minutes that I can keep going for, but otherwise I gotta get ready. I've got to be home, but I got to get ready to go coach some 8th grade football. So if nobody has anything else that they would like to add or say, then I can give you guys the time back, and then bring this. There's 43 of us in here right now, right? I can't be added onto it, but if there is something if you guys want to leave from here and all just go join a room, right? I'm used to calling them raids, when you go raid, somebody else's channel, right? But just imagine if everybody from this room, once I closed it, right? Everybody from this room went and just found the same room and everybody joined it and just said, hey, right? It just kind of pumped up that room and, something like that, right? I think that's a feature that I've requested though, is the ability to essentially host another room. So instead of totally ending the room and having everybody gone, it takes all the listeners from one room and puts them into another. But anyway, that's a tangent. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Because I'm opening my room right after this every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for setting me up, Kyle.
Oh, there you go.
All my business owners and entrepreneurs and marketers. AI sales and AI sales and marketing mastery is the name of the camp. If you want to join it, it's in the chat. But yeah, appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, no, I appreciate all of you guys as well, man. I love seeing this many people in the room, this much there's so much good feedback in the chat. There's so much good feedback on stage, right? You guys are clearly enjoying the new update, right? For the loves on chat, right? From at least from what I've seen, there's been a lot of loves on chat so far, and I'm hoping to just we do these rooms every week. You guys know that we do these rooms every week. We're gonna keep it up, and just keep up the good feedback, the good conversation, man. That's what I love. That's why I love doing these rooms, is to be able to hear from all you guys, whether it's feedback, actual feedback, and suggestions, ideas, all that kind of stuff, right? It doesn't matter, you guys won't annoy me if you guys message me whenever you guys have thoughts of something oh, hey, I just thought of this, it would be cool if Fanbase did something like this, right? Just message me at any time. You're not going to bother me. I'm not going to ignore people either. So, just make sure you guys keep that same energy up, man. Appreciate all of you guys joining, and we will see you guys next Wednesday at 5 p.m. We do it every Wednesday. We have been doing it every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time since the first week of this year. Tomorrow's room with Rama, Tech Talk with Rama tomorrow, right? Make sure you guys join that, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And then, yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time.